Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by light heavyweight contender Craig Spider Richards. Craig, very festive there in the background. Looking forward to Christmas?
Yes. Yeah, definitely looking forward to Christmas. You got to be festive at a time like this.
And we'll talk about you ringing the changes even before the new year, new me and all that. Well, you've started early, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But we haven't seen you in the ring since May, long time ago, pushing Joshua Buatsi all the way. We haven't seen Josh in the ring either for different reasons, but just tell us why we haven't seen you.
Well, first of all, I got a viral infection fight week in November, which obviously was disappointing. Wanted to get momentum back, wanted to get straight back in the mix. Then, of course, I was chief support on the AJ card. April, looking forward to it. Overexcited. Sparring Jordan Thompson. And then thumb bone went through my hand bone, ripped the ligaments in my hand. I didn't want to not fight, so I carried on training for another week or so. Tried to spar again. I think I was sparring with Cash. First shot, shooting pain straight down my arm, down my tendon as well as my ligament. Saw a specialist and he was just like, look, you can't do it like this. I went and had a chat with Eddie and he was just like, yeah, you can't be trying to go and fight with one hand. So that was the end of that for me. Couple months out, obviously rehab, recovery, etc. with the hand. And then I was probably back 5-6 months ago. And it's just not been happening. It's with projected dates September, October, November, December, January, February, and then we was meant to fight. I think Lyndon Arthur was projected for the 2nd of February. And that was all the green light go, everything was agreed. And then obviously the big opportunity come up for him for Dimitri Bivol in December. So I can understandably he went for the Bivol fight. So yeah, that set me back into no man's land at the time.
Let's talk about that briefly before we move on to what's happening with you. It was a bit of a surprise to a lot of people when he got that fight with Bivol, albeit he has the IBO belt, of course, Lyndon. Do you give him much of a chance in that fight on December 23rd?
I'm not sure, to be fair. He has a good jab, but I think with the notice he's got, I think I heard he had little injuries and stuff, which he probably would have healed by next year, but I'm not sure it's too soon for him to go straight into it, not prepared with an operator like Bivol. So I'm not too sure. Only he knows what sort of state he's in to go into this fight. But Bivol's a top operator, and it's not really a fight you really want to go in there half prepared.
Now, the big news with you, I saw it on social media a couple of days ago, is that you've linked up with Shane McGuigan. You now be training out of McGuigan's gym. Just tell us how that came about and what the thought process was.
Me and Shane's always been quite good in terms of having a good relationship and such outside of like being my trainer. Just coming down, helping with sparring, him bringing like Crispin and Smith down to help me sparring, etc. And I've always seen Shane before I turned pro as a trainer, and always thought, wow, that guy, he's a serious trainer. And yeah, it just got to the stage of my career that I got a bit stale at the time, and it was just a few things happened. I just felt like it was time for a change in my career and a freshen up to push on to that next level.
And you and former trainer Peter Sims were always very close. How difficult a conversation was it when you made the decision to move on?
It's always, from both sides, it's always going to be an awkward conversation, a difficult conversation, but we had the conversation. It was amicable. We both realized it was maybe for the best. And yeah, we'll still be in touch. And there's no like bad blood or anything. We're still like very close, etc. He understood from both sides, his side and my side. And yeah, now we just got to push on and, start a new chapter. It's always weird because it's like going to school, having the same school friends and the teacher for your whole school life, and then you switch to a new school. It's always a different change, but I'm definitely excited and looking forward to it. Shane's obviously bringing new stuff to my game already. We've been working together, and wow, he's really been teaching me a lot already. So I'm excited.
How big a factor was how close you've come at the top level? So having that Dimitri Bivol fight where you pushed him all the way, Joshua Buatsi, you only lost by a round on 2 cards. Was that part of the reason to kind of freshen things up a bit, that you were getting that close but not quite over the line?
Not really. Maybe-ish. Maybe I just kind of plateaued for a while. I think every human being's got stuff to teach you. Everyone's got a certain amount of knowledge, and I've been Pete with many years. So maybe we've exhausted all our avenues of where we was there, and to now move on, I needed new, fresh ideas, and obviously new different methods and a different set of eyes. And you got to look at someone like Shane McGuigan, his credentials in how many world champions he's produced and high level fighters he's had, and the style of fighters he's had. People with my sort of assets, he does very well with as a coach. So for me, when I was looking, it was kind of a no-brainer where to go, really.
And what you said, you've already started learning things from him, new things. What sort of stuff? Like, what's the areas you're going to be focusing on with Shane?
Oh, just some various things, like he's tightening up my game, correcting certain shots, maybe different game plans, showing me how to use a lot of my assets. I've had a lot of assets, and he's bringing the best of them out of me now, showing me how to use everything, my hands, my feet, my movement, etc. When to use it and how to use it, not just just doing it. It's like when and how to do it. He's got a lot of methods. He's definitely a student of the game. He knows a lot of boxing. Talking to him just generally about boxing, not even just myself, other fighters and case scenarios. Yeah, and even other trainers and stuff, and he breaks it down very systematically. It's impressive.
How are you finding your new gym mates at the gym in Leighton?
Yeah, to be honest, because I've been down there quite a lot, regardless, helping Crispin and Smith, etc., going down over the last couple of years. I already formed a relationship with most of them. Ellie Scottney, I've known her since she was a kid. She went to same amateur. I know her family. Caroline Dubois, I used to spar a lot with Dubois, so I used to see Caroline quite a lot, knew her. Azeez, Adam, I remember seeing him down at the Peacocks when I used to be training down with Tunde, and he was down with Tunde. So I've seen him over the years come through. So everyone down there, I feel like I already kind of formed a relationship prior joining the stable. So it's not new in terms of the people, just like, oh, now I'm part of you guys, not just someone visiting.
So Shane's the man being drafted in to get you over the line and win that world title. How do you get to that opportunity again? What's the route back?
Yeah, this is what now I'm gonna do. I'm at the mature stage of my career where I'm just gonna trust he's gonna make the right choices for me. I'm gonna stop. Like, I feel like sometimes I can get too involved with my career and choices, and yeah, that fight sounds good. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't mind fighting him if no one wants to fight him, etc. But now I've got to just say, you know what? Let me just do my job in terms of turning up, training, learning what you're teaching me, and trusting you to get me the fights you think's necessary for me to get to the top. So I'm hands off with that. You'd have to ask Shane.
I will. But what's your situation promotionally at the moment? Are you on the contract? Are you a free agent? What's the idea there?
I've always been like fight by fight with Matchroom. Been fight by fight with them since basically the start of my career anyway. So yeah, we're just still rolling with the punches, going to see what opportunities are coming up.
You've got the two main champions have been for a while now. Obviously, Bivol, who you've been in with, and Beterbiev. It's hard to say because you've only been in with one of them. But who do you kind of think is the premier at the moment in the division?
Boxing skill wise, undoubtedly, obviously Bivol. Undoubtedly, he is the guy. Boxing wise, pound for pound in most weights categories, he is top boxer. Obviously, pound for pound punch wise in any category are to Beterbiev. So you've really got the skilled boxer versus the puncher. And knockout percentage, people kind of get sway away from his skills, but in reality, he can box and he can punch. So depends on how Bivol takes his power, depends on how the fight would go, but you'd have to say Bivol probably right now is the favourite.
And another one where you may be tempted to sit on the fence for understandable reasons, but we know it's got a rescheduled date now in January, and that's Joshua Buatsi, who you went in with last time out, and Dan Azeez, who's unbeaten, European champion, British, Commonwealth, and so on and so forth. You know both of them pretty well, I believe. What do you make of that fight, and who comes out?
Very good fight. Both of them, different stages of their career. Dan's been active. As you said, like Buatsi has boxed nearly as long as me. He's had one between. So he's not had the activity. Dan Azeez had the activity, the momentum, been growing and progressing very well. Where Buatsi's always been at that top elite level from when he turned pro. Everyone already tipped him to be the next big thing. He was tipped as the best prospect in world boxing. You got to remember a guy like Buatsi knocking everyone out in the Olympics to get his medal. My fight's the first championship fight he's ever gone the distance in, KOing everyone in every championship fight also. So we know that Buatsi can be quite dangerous. His last fight, he went to points. People was wondering, oh, is that the lot for him? Is he declined? Is he not? Was it ring rust? But I think all the answers will be answered February when they fight. Buatsi the top operator, and if he turns up on February, I'd have to tip for him to win.
Nah, I'm assuming that'd be a rematch you'd welcome, given it didn't go your way the first one, but you were very close to pulling it off. But there's Anthony Yard out there as well. He'll be looking for a route back to his third world title shot. Would you entertain either of those fights?
Me and Yard more. We always said unless there was a lot of money on the line and the belts on the line, because we are good friends outside of boxing. So you never really want to beat your friend to step on your friend to get to the next level. So only if it ever made sense for both of us, where the financial gains and the world titles on the line, where we're both really, gaining massively from it, we wouldn't really want to have to cross that path. Buatsi, obviously, we're friends as well, of course. But definitely, because we've had the first one, it was so good. The second one, I'm sure it'll be even better.
Great stuff. Now, just before I let you go, obviously, it's a new beginning, as we've said. When are we likely to see you back out in the ring and see what you've been learning?
I want to be out ASAP. I've been in the gym, ticking over for a little while now, up my training a little bit now. So if I can get around them sort of dates, I'll be happy. Early February, end of January, early February, Jan, whenever. I'm ready to go. I want to get back out ASAP. I want to have a very busy year this year. I've taken so much time out with all the politics behind the scenes. Now it's time to just get the momentum, get back and get that world title. And this is me and Shane's aim to now get me over that line for that world title and show my levels and show how good I can be.
Great stuff. Well, fingers crossed it all works out. Have a great Christmas in the meantime. You're all set up for it. I know you're hyped for Christmas. So
come on, I'm ready.
No, it looks wicked. Did you decorate it though? Be honest.
Of course I decorated it. You got no faith in me.
Well, I didn't decorate mine on my own. It doesn't look as good as yours anyway, but...
Oh, fair enough.
All right, well, you've got the touch. You've got the magic touch. Have a great Christmas, mate. And I'll catch up with you again in the new year. Hopefully you'll have a date in the books.
Yeah, definitely. A Merry Christmas and good hearing from you as always.
Always, mate. Take care. Speak soon.